Welcome fellow folders to a brand new video, and here we have part 2 of the partial tutorial for this Wyvern dragon. Now in part 2 I will show you a certain amount of collapsing, and then just as normal you would finish the rest off. So hopefully you managed to get everything pre-creased. I have my fill sheet right here ready to get going, and hopefully you managed to do that. If not, send me a message, send me a picture of which part of the crease pattern you are unsure of, and I will help you crease it. So just to show you the paper, here we have my smoke sheet. I wanted to use something that wasn't in red, that sang fantasy, mythical, and just this is exactly what came to mind when I was looking through what types, what sheet to use. Anyway, make sure you've got the crease pattern with you. It is tricky enough to show just from the colour of the paper, so I will explain what I'm going to do, and then I'll do it, and then I'll show you what I did, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So it's probably the easiest way. This way saves me from doing it all again and then colouring it all in, which would be easier, but I can't bother doing that. So anyway, first of all we are going to just make mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold all the way down the paper and all the way up. So starting from here, mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold. We don't need to make the crease in the middle because we don't use that, and then just repeat it on the other side. So the mountain fold, valley, mountain, and then valley. We probably won't go all the way down. I will just stop here, simply because the creases have changed colour because we have creased it, so they're all in the correct orientation. So stop where it hits these little squares. So that's the first mountain valley fold, next second. That, and then I'm going to flip it around and repeat it on this side. Like that, and then once more. Like that. So this is what we just did. Now next, what I'm going to do is collapse these 4 little squares, but in order to do that first we need to have this in place, which forces the paper in the direction that you close them. So in order to put this part in place, we are just going to make a long mountain fold, mountain, mountain, and just collapse this little part here. Therefore this gets used and we can collapse this. So mountain fold, mountain, and mountain. show you from a good angle. I have this. Oh wait, that almost came out. So we have this angle right here. And then what we're going to do is just repeat this on this side. Maybe easier to fold the paper in half, just so it lies nice and flat, like that. And then what we're going to do next is we are just going to put in this other crease to make it a bit easier, or only one half of it, which will be this one right here. We're just going to make this mountain fold and form it, and then basically have it the exact same here as to what we did here. So this is this crease right here. This is the other half of it. We're just going to do the right hand side now. Again, just be careful, take your time when you do this. It really does help when you have everything already made to what it should be. So that is one side done. I'm just going to flip over and do the other. So like that. Now next we are going to pull out the layers that we first put in at the start for this first part, which is right here, and then we are just going to form these 4 squares and then use this crease to make it flat. So what we do is we have 2 layers here and then one big one. Just grab the big one and then pull out. That's layer number 1, layer number 2, and then we have these 4 little creases. You just want to push them open and then make mountain folds on all 4 sides. like that, and then bring the paper 90 degrees, and then slowly bring it all together, and then just make sure that you are using every crease correctly. Now when you're happy with it, press it all together like that, and then fold it back over. So we went from this to this. If you've done models like the Ancient Dragon, this uses a very similar process, so you will be comfortable doing this. And then just repeat it on this side. So pull out, form the squares, and then when you're happy with it, flatten it. Maybe not this little part, pushed in a bit much. That's fine. There we go. And then fold the layers over. Like that. So you should have this after you've done that. Now just close it back again and then fold up this flap, and there we go, we have successfully collapsed the bottom part, which is everything in here, and then we just need to finish off by making the mountain fold here that stops these two creases. So we're going to do this. So open up these middle layers, and then we have a mountain fold right here. So we're just going to make that, which connects to the top one, and then we're just going to let it lie flat. Like that. So that is what we just did. And then it's just the exact same on this side. So open up, then the mountain fold, bring it together, just like that. Now next we are going to again puff out this next part of these creases. Where are we? So we first done this part, now we're going to move over and then do this part, and basically repeat what we did here to get it to lie flat, and then we can fully form these and then do what we did here to here. So we're just going at it one crease at a time. Like that. and then just repeat the process on the other side. This became a bit messy there, but I will neaten it up. But anyway, we have this. Now before you squish it flat, just make sure that all the layers look nice and neat inside, but you don't even need to do that because we're going to be pulling out the layers. Now we're going to do the exact same to what we did here, right here. So grab these two parts and then pull out. Now it's only going to be one big one this time. So we've got this, so it's mountain, 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 mountain. Away from the mountain folds on the outside first. So like that. And then the valley folds. So in order to use that, those correctly, we need to bring the paper 45 degrees down, so it may be a bit tricky because this part's getting undone. That. And just make sure you're using the creases fully. And now we are going to bring these two edges together first to make it easier to collapse. Like that, so we've basically flattened it, and then we can fold this part up. So again, just make sure that you are using the full crease. Fold it up, over, and then down. Then you can re-flatten everything. So you should have this. And then just repeat everything on this side. You should have something like this. And then we can just fold this down. So I'll keep up for now, and I'll do that last. Next, we are going to form the sets of wings. Well, we'll start off with, let me see, yeah, we'll start off here. We'll do the toes, or these little parts, and then up here. So what we're going to do is, we are going to form, first of all, this mountain fold, valley fold, and then the mountain fold. We already have these in place, so we are just going to finish connecting those up in order to fully get this part flat, and then we can pull out the layers as we did here and then form these shapes. So mountain fold, valley fold, as well. So we have that. And then the last little mountain fold here. I think I will, yeah, I'll extend it straight up. Make sure that, no. Let me see, let me try first. I don't know if I will extend it straight up. Again, you can if you want to, if it makes it easier. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of extending the mountain fold straight up, I'm just going to stop it here, form this part, wrong side. I'm just going to form this part and then leave it here so this gets pushed down. So first of all, I'm just going to focus on getting this part in place. Now before I squish it here, I just want to double check everything looks as neat as possible. Which I think it does. So a gentle press. I'm not going to force it simply because we're going to be pulling out the layers. So something like that. I'm just going to press down here and form this part. Right, I'll leave it at here so you go ahead and do the same on the other side. So that way we can get this part nicely flat and then we can peg it to hold it all in place while we work on the other things. So it's same again, mountain fold, and then this valley fold. Valley fold, and then this other mountain fold, and just gently press it. And I'm just going to double check that I've got everything in place here before I can nice and neatly press it. I think it is. So like that. So we have this. Now what we're going to do is pull out these layers. So we have again two large squares and then the sinks on each of them. Now it's the exact same as we did here. Now that we have all these creases all pointing down, all the mountain and valley folds hitting this point, it should be a lot easier to do than the first two times. So let's go ahead and do that. So we are simply, let me see if I think it was worth pegging. No, I think it is. So you're basically just going to undo everything that we've just done. It may be a bit messy to start off with. So we're just going to pull out the layers. now you can see the paper is starting to turn in that 90-degree position, which is what we want. And then we are simply going to start forming mountain fold in the centre, push in the valley fold, and then the mountain fold on the outside. So I think I'm going to start off with the centre ones. So 2 mountain folds in the centre. And then I'm going to push in and then form the mountain fold on the outside, which will make it easier to bring together. And then if you bring it inwards, it's going to start forcing out the layers, so we just need to form the mountain folds. On both of them. Now it probably will be just a mix of going back and forth of trying to make the mountain fold, force the paper in, trying to make it. Take your time, try and get it as neat as possible. And then when you think you have almost got it, make sure both layers are lined up and then just start pushing the paper in. And then I would recommend, first of all, forming the very edges, the points first, get them neat, and then you can work on the rest. That's the most important part. Happy with that. So again, I'm going to grab both layers again, bring them together even more, and then gently push together. And then once I'm happy I've done both of those, I'm just going to form the other mountain folds, because so far we have just used everything in this circle. We need to put together and put back together these mountain folds here. And then that will allow us to fully collapse this part. Now I have everything in place here. So all I need to do is valley fold it to finish off, but again I want to make sure that this third point is as neat as possible. So I'll just go ahead and do that. When you're happy with that, bring all the layers 90 degrees and then just fold it in half. And there we go. We have successfully collapsed those 3 little spikes, and if you did it all correct, you should have this. Now go ahead and repeat everything that I just did on this side to this side. Now that both sides are done, we can move on. Now for the final part of this tutorial, we'll be finishing off this section right here. So just simply follow the mountain folds and valley folds, and then do the little sinks as we did here. So it's quite straightforward, this part. And it's just your mountain fold, and then your mountain fold ends here for this one. And then we'll just start off by making the little sinks. That. And then just try and put everything together. Again, before you squash each part, just make sure that they are how they should be. And a little easy way to do that is just fold it in half and then line up the layers. I'm happy with that, so I'll fold that back. And then just this last one. Just like that. and now just repeat what we just did here on this side. Now that we have done it on both sides, your job is to now collapse the rest of it. I have set you up extremely well on how to go about doing it, so I want you to give it your best, and using the rest of the creases, get the base. That is your challenge for the rest, for the end of this video. So go ahead, do that, and you should have this, the final base for this Wyvern dragon. Now hopefully you managed to get this from what I showed you. If you did, congratulations. If you did not, please ask for which parts that you need help. I will be here to help as much as possible to get you to this stage. And yeah, that is basically it. Hopefully you managed to get this. I can't wait to dive into shaping, figuring it all out, and then going from there to see what is fully possible with this base. But yeah, that is it everyone. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for taking part in this partial tutorial, and I will see you in the next video.